What is up, boys? I am back with another bootcamp video, Jacob's Bootcamp. Today we're going to be teaching you change in state of delivery, or CISD. I think this is bootcamp video number 7. In all of the other bootcamp videos, I've told you, or I haven't told you actually, to journal. So I highly recommend journaling this. This is one of probably the harder concepts to sort of grasp. It's very simple. Hopefully I'll be able to simplify it and make it easy for you guys to grasp. But this is sort of one of the more difficult confluences to understand, I think. So coming into this, obviously, change in state of delivery, you'll see the abbreviation CISD quite often. You guys might also know it as change of character. That is another concept, like the exact same thing. This is mainly a good entry confluence, also good for showing the way of the trend, similar to inversion fair value gaps. This one's probably harder to grasp, like I said before. So let's get into it, boys. So what is a CISD? A CISD is a change in state of delivery. So we are changing the state of delivery in which the price is moving on the chart. So how would you see this? This is sort of going to be diving straight into it. But a bullish CISD, here, let's show you with the lines first, because this will make a lot more sense than just having a look at candlesticks. So imagine we are priced, we are trending down at the moment, we are moving down, moving down, moving down. We get a retest up higher, possibly into some sort of fair value gap. And then price decides to move lower and sweep liquidity of this previous low here. So it sweeps the low. You can see this price right here went lower than right here. And then we got a candle closure above where we previously went. That changes the state of delivery. Simple, hopefully. It's sort of a bit more difficult than just that, I guess. I don't know, unless you guys know how to understand things really simply. This took me ages to actually grasp and understand. And then we'll show you guys the bearish example. So imagine price is trickling up, trickling up, trickling up, trickling up. Then we get a retest. We move higher, sweeping liquidity up here. So we got that liquidity sweep, like I say simply right here. We get that. As we can see, obviously this high went higher than this high, and then we get a candle closure below this previous candle we've put in here. This candle closure above us, or above the previous high, is the CISD. Hopefully that sort of makes sense. I'll give you like a chart example with, let's move this, with real life sort of scenarios with candlesticks and stuff. So if we have a look over here, bullish CISD, same sort of concept grasp as this. We can see price, I mean, it isn't moving down at the moment, but imagine price, there's a massive candle, we're moving down at the moment. We see we put in this low in the market, we decide, let's rebalance higher. We want to look to go higher. Bang, price goes down, sweeps out here, moves higher. Bang. We sweep liquidity of this previous low right here. So if we sweep this, and then next we get this candle closure up here, right here, above this previous high, boom, CISD. What makes it not a CISD is not sweeping liquidity of this previous low. I was going to go over that with you guys over here as well. So if we see we are moving down, we put in this low here, we move higher, we put in this low, but this low does not take out this low. But we can see here, this low obviously takes it out here. So that doesn't count as a CISD. If we get a candle closure above here, not considered a CISD. That's just the market moving the way it wants to move. It's not a confluence or anything that I personally use. That's just the market moving that way. So that's not a bullish CISD. Hopefully that's somewhat simple or somewhat easy to understand from that. But as you can see over here, obviously we did not sweep this previous low liquidity here, but here we did, making that a CISD. I'll give you on chart examples as well. I'll just show you the bearish example. We'll just get rid of this because it doesn't really do it justice. As we can see, price is possibly moving up here, moving up, we move down a little bit, we move up higher, sweeping liquidity just up here, taking out this previous high, and then we decide to move lower, getting a candle closure just below this low, making this the CISD. change in state of delivery. And then obviously here, a non-bearish, like a bearish example that is not a CISD. If we look over here, we did not sweep liquidity here. And we closed here, but we didn't sweep liquidity. I'm not sure what's happening with my funky wicks, but we did not sweep liquidity. And then we can also show over here, we didn't take out this high up here, meaning this is not a CISD. We moved up, moved lower, moved up, did not take out this high here, so not a CISD. And the only way to confirm a CISD is by a candle actually closing above the previous candles. Now let's get on to the on-chart examples. Okay, I have found an example. It's on the 5-minute time frame. This is applicable to all time frames. For entries, I only use it on the 1-minute and 5-minute time frame for entries. But while looking for like the way of the trend moving, I'll try and find it on the 1 hour, 4 hour, and 15-minute. This is a pretty good example, I think. Actually, I've got 2 examples here. This is a pretty good example in my opinion though, because it shows a failed CISD. So if we see price moving just here, we're moving up at the moment. We put in this low right here. So it's sort of similar to this example. We sweep this low's liquidity. We sweep it just here. Let me move in closer to sort of make it easier for you. So we swept this liquidity of this high right here. Imagine these candlesticks on here. We swept liquidity and then we failed to close below here. So the way this would have became a CISD is if we closed below this bearish low. Bang. So if this black candle came right down here and closed below, boom, CISD. Simple as. We would enter short. Here, obviously, we would enter with more context. Stops wherever, taking a take profit to wherever. But that's how you sort of execute on it. So that's a failed CISD. What a real CISD is, we can see over here, we put in a new high. This is our new high. We come down lower. We get a bearish candle closure and then we sweep liquidity. So we swept liquidity of this previous high up here. There we go. We swept that liquidity. So this high right here got swept. And then we can see we got a candle closure on this black stick below right here, this bearish low. So that's sort of like, let's put on the line chart and see if that makes a bit more sense. That's actually brilliant, the line chart. Holy shit, I didn't realize how good it is. It looks exactly like my example over here. Like, perfectly example. So we get a candle closure right here to show that we want to go bearish. So say you took this trade, you'd have your stops up here, targeting some sort of target. Sort of proof of the concept that it actually works. Just having a look for literally a brief second. I'm going to go to the higher time frame now and see if I can find something on the hourly to help show us like the way the trend moves a CISD, because that would sort of be a bit helpful to you guys. Okay, I think I found a pretty decent example over here. So if we see we are currently moving bullish, this is on the hourly, so the candlesticks obviously are 1 hour candlesticks. Oh my god. So as you can see, we are moving bullish up here. We put in this low just here, this candlestick low. This is our low. We put in that low. We come and sweep this low. No, we sweep the high, sorry. So these 2 candlesticks sweep the high right up here. We ended up closing this candle below this low. So this candle closed below the low. This candle would be our CISD. So this, like, obviously we're on the hourly time frame. We wouldn't take a trade, but kind of shows that it works. If you want to take a trade to here, different key levels that you could trade to. But that sort of makes it easier to understand. I'm going to see if I can remove this quickly. So if I chuck on the line chart, it will look a lot more natural. Line chart, bang, simple, easy as pie. CISDs on the line chart, easiest thing ever to see. Bang, obviously we closed below this low after sweeping this high, giving us change in state of delivery to the downside. Hopefully that sort of covers everything for change in state of delivery. I know I have to go over liquidity. I was supposed to go over it in a previous video, but I ended up not going over it. But yeah, that sort of explains CISDs. Let's see if I can get back to the main page I was at before here. If you have any questions, join the free Discord, link in the description. And just tag me in the Discord. I'll be able to help you guys out. Or DM me on Instagram. And I'll be able to help you out. But hopefully that sort of sums up what a CISD is. It's literally just, there's a move up in the market. We move lower. Sweep liquidity. Close below this low. Literally as easy as pie. And then the bearish example, we go down. We move higher. We sweep previous liquidity, and then we close above this high. Could not be simpler than that. It was difficult for me to grasp because on candlesticks, it sort of is harder to look at, I guess. Like candlesticks to me were like pretty difficult to understand, like with CISDs and all that sort of stuff. But once you understand that it's just a sweep of liquidity and then a close, it's like the easiest thing ever to understand, I promise. But yes, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I have no idea what I'm going to do for the next video. I have a list of things I might do for the next video, but we'll see. I'll catch you boys later. I hope this was a good video. DM me, join the free Discord. Peace.